Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Been a while. Let's be honest. Been a hot minute, and glad to have you here for episode 8. I'm going to hold on to this face. Maybe not. Episode 8. Poof. Of the DDR podcast. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you once again. We are here doing it. It's not like we're not, because guess what? We are. Okay? Now, just go ahead and set things off right out the gate, letting you know that we are joined by my favorite, the one, the only, the queen of the green, Miss Amory Lee. You know how it is, breaking it down, popping things off right out the gate. So, just to let you know, you can follow us here at the DDR podcast. You could follow me at David Funny Stuff. You could follow Amory Lee at Amory Lee Comedy on the Facebook, on the Twitter, on the Instagram. Make sure you follow us to get episode updates. Check out some cool shows that we're on, because we are all about the comedy here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, peeps. Now, also to let you know, got a couple of shows coming up. If you got some time, stop on by and I'll post up some more information and dates on my social media. Right now, I'm going to have a couple of shows over at The Dime, hosted by Adam Hunter. Okay, love that show. Performed there, and we've performed there as well, and it's a fun time. Also, we have Flights over by, I think, El Segundo, and that's hosted by Dave Williamson. Love my Dave Williamson, my man over there, my brother from another mother. Just saying. We used to be siblings, but now we're not. We also have the same name. Now, just to also let you know, we got that merch on deck. We got that polar bear titty, okay? Get your shirts. Make sure you hit me up. DM me, all right? I'm also going to go ahead and put a link in the description so you can go ahead and purchase them online, all right? Now, I got a question. Am, should we set things off?
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, out the gate. First, a couple things have been happening since we last saw and heard one another, okay? The Electronic Entertainment Exposition, also known as E3, debuted some of the hottest, most popular upcoming video games that they have to offer, okay? Just to let you know, these are some of the hottest new video games that are going to be coming out. I'm not personally a gigantic video game head. Am, did you ever play lots of video games when you were a kid?
Carmen Sandiego.
Carmen Sandiego was a PC game, right? Was it a computer game?
Yeah, I couldn't afford a Nintendo.
Couldn't afford a Nintendo, but somehow you got your hands on a computer. I'm not going to ask any questions, but... Library. Gotcha. Fantastic. Lie with a little berry in it. Okay? Carmen Sandiego, I played it. Maybe you played it. It was the one where you're solving the crimes and you're deciphering who committed what. I love it. I played it. I love it. I'm totally on board with you on that one. Carmen Sandiego, a hit. Now, things have changed since Carmen Sandiego. A lot of things have changed. Graphics in the video games have changed. The complexity of certain video games have changed. And let me tell you this right now. They busted out a lot of trailers this past week of E3 Expo, okay? First off, let's go ahead and talk about Final Fantasy VII. Now, I played this game because I was a Nintendo guy, but they came out with this game on the PlayStation. I actually borrowed my friend's PlayStation and played this game. I think this game, Final Fantasy, they are remaking it with better graphics. If you look up here at the trailer, like, there are some really cool moments. I'm just like, whoa, like from the PlayStation till now, like this is a major like step up from the quality of how games used to look like to how they look like now. I mean, we could put a before picture or a before video and an after video, and I'll tell you this right now, just an immense difference. And this game was like 3 or 4 discs long. I remember when I borrowed my buddy's PlayStation, we played, I actually played Metal Gear Solid, and that was like 3 or 4 discs, and it was the same thing with Final Fantasy, and that was when I just was like, I gotta hang up my video game jersey, because I think I saw the sun come up one time, and I was like, I should get some sleep. Yeah, I should really get some sleep. And that's basically why I hung up my video game jersey. I think the last game that I played was like Grand Theft Auto 5. Another great game that came out with a trailer during E3 was this game called Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I'm telling you this right now, that game looks really, really cool. I was showing the video game trailer to Am, and she was like, this looks like a movie. And I was like, yeah, that's how all video games are looking like nowadays. And it's got like a Blade Runner kind of vibe to it. And guess what? John Wick is in the freaking video game. He plays a character in there. And I was like, oh man, that's awesome. Keanu Reeves. This is the year of Keanu Reeves. Can we say that? Is it Keanu Reeves? Well, not the year. I mean, he's been in a lot of really good movies. I mean, we could Speed. Matrix.
Speed 2.
Nope. Absolutely not. He was not in Speed 2. I'd love to be like, hey, Am, you're right, but I gotta correct you. He was not in Speed 2 Cruise Control.
He was in Speed 2 in spirit.
I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe. Another great game that I kind of talked about on the last episode that also got a trailer was Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I don't know how many Call of Duties they're going to come out with, but they busted out a crap ton of these Modern Warfare or Call of Duty games, and the graphics look insane. I mean, just bananas. It looks like one of those movies that come out with the SWAT teams and all that kind of stuff. It's literally like, it looks like they strapped a GoPro on a military team and they just follow them around everywhere. And that's what the game looks like. It looks real. However, speaking of going from great looking games to games that didn't really do it for me, there was a lot of hype behind the brand new Square Enix and Eidos Montreal Avengers game by Marvel. A lot of hype. There was a trailer that came out, I think maybe a year or two ago, and I was like, oh man, if it's gonna be the kind of game that I think it is, this is gonna be crazy. Okay? I then saw the trailer that they revealed at E3, and I'm thinking to myself, oh man, I'll pull up the footage here, but yo, Black Widow looks like she's going through the motions with Captain America, and they're going through a divorce, and it's just, they look like they're in an abusive relationship. Some of these characters look nothing at all like it's a version of these characters. I get it. That's what they did with the last Spider-Man game. But these characters don't look heroic. They look like they're just depressed.
The Hulk looks like a barista.
The Hulk looks like a barista. That's what Am commented on when she saw the trailer with me, and I'm just like, you're right.
And he drinks coffee and turns into the Hulk.
And also, and the dude jumps out of here's the thing. The game looks okay, but if you compare it to the other games that have been coming out, it's not that amazing looking. It looks like a game that came out maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It doesn't look like a game that was going to be coming out, after the PS4 or PS5. Like, you would think that these graphics are amazing, that the characters would look insane and awesome. And this is coming off of Endgame. And I'm just like, looking at this, I'm just like, what happened?
Yeah, it feels like we're back to 2005.
It looks like back to 2005. Now, onward and upward, because this show has a natural progression, okay? It just does. But you know what? Let's go off and start things off with an early bubble break, shall we? Let's do it. Bubble break, bubble break.
Still got bubbles in there?
I got tons of bubbles up in this beef. telling you this right now. If I take a picture with Drake, then I may run out of bubbles. But until then, things are still popping off. I think extra long bubble break. Maybe a couple more. So, another thing, post bubble break movies, trailers. Here we go. Doctor Sleep trailer just came out. Doctor Sleep, not Doctor Strange, Doctor Sleep trailer, okay? Now, this movie is a direct sequel to the movie The Shining. Am, have you seen The Shining?
Absolutely.
The Shining, classic film. A lot of people have seen it. Directed by Stanley Kubrick and stars Jack Nicholson. Hotel caretaker leaves. Jack Nicholson brings the family. He goes ballistic crazy because there's some sort of an entity in the hotel. Now, Dr. Sleep follows young Danny Torrance into his adulthood. The tiny little kid with the red ram, right? This brand new trailer that just came out is promoting the sequel, which is the book that Stephen King came out with after The Shining. And this talks about how Danny grew up and how he was finding out more about this ability that he had. And it's going to be pretty interesting because from what the trailer looks like, he's going to go back to the hotel, revisit some of those moments that he had as a child. I'm very interested. I don't know if you guys know this, but the last time that The Shining was released was 1980, okay? 1980. That's a movie that came out close to 40 years ago. Do you think that that's too long of a wait?
Well, the novel came out 2013.
The novel came out in 2013,
So
yes.
It's a good time.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the beginning story. It's kind of like a Rogue One. Like for reference to Star Wars, it's like a Rogue One. Like the beginning of how it started.
Well, I think what he's gonna be, I think what's interesting about this movie is that he's gonna be able to find out through his adulthood and through other people his ability and his what actually went down at the Overlook Hotel. So Dr. Sleep trailer looks like it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna go see it. The Indiana Jones 5 movie is in development. Steven Spielberg talked about it. I'm going to be 150,000% honest with my viewers and listeners here, okay? I personally don't think that a Indiana Jones sequel needs to happen, all right? I just don't think so. I think that there are movies that have sequels that aren't needed. There are movies out there that if you look at these sequels, I'll pull up some posters of movies that had sequels that was like, oh man, and if you have other suggestions for sequels that weren't as good as the first one, by all means. Now, it's not to knock the studios. They're just trying to make money. I get it. But I saw Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I did not like it. I thought Harrison Ford is a little old to play the role of Indiana Jones.
What, for the one in 2008?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's 10 years later, so now he's like 76.
He's just too old. The studio is really trying to milk.
CGI his body.
But why? Why are they gonna CGI Harrison Ford? Okay, one of the greatest actors of all time, one of my favorite actors of all time, and I get it. All right, dude, you killed him off in Force Awakens. All right, this is just that. Listen. And I don't think he's going to pass it. I heard somewhere where he just does not want anybody else to play Indiana Jones. And studios do this all the time. They did it with James Bond. They did it with Sean Connery, with Never Say Never Again. Look at Never Say Never Again with Sean Connery. It's the last movie that he made as James Bond. And you could tell that every time that Sean Connery would do some sort of a stunt, you could clearly see that his stunt double was there. Like Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is a great example of you bringing back an actor because they got him while he was really like in the prime of his like age, you know. He started off in that first X-Men, and then they got him in Logan, and it was just like, and even then they CGI'd a little bit of his face, but not too much. Like the dude kept up. Like the movie studios played it out right. You know what I'm saying? They also did it with Pierce Brosnan as 007. The same thing. I thought that either Tomorrow Never Dies or Die Another Day, which was like the last James Bond movie that he made, thought he was a little old. Stop trying to milk these old actors. I love and respect these people, but leave these movies where they are. Leave the universe alone to some degree. I get franchises. I get sequels. I get prequels. There's just too much happening with these particular kinds of moments with Indiana Jones and all these movies that are trying to milk these old actors. I'm probably going to watch the movie, okay? Kudos to you, Mr. Ford, and kudos to anybody that wants to go ahead and keep their film career going, like the De Niros, okay? Like the Diane Keatons, okay? Do it. Get it. Do the work. Fantastic. Man, that really took... I need another bubble break. I'm sorry. That took... Whew, these movie trailers and this movie news. No, and then we got more news to talk about. Little cool little things to discuss. Oh, man.
I would get like Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. I want to see... You know what? If you do Indiana Jones 5, cast Steve Buscemi. Let's petition the same way that they got the Sonic CGI to go ahead and be changed. Let's go ahead and petition Steve Buscemi as the next Indiana Jones. Hashtag Boardwalk Empire Strikes Back. On to the news. Couple of news stories. There was I believe it was a principal or it was an instructor in West Virginia, because we are in the summer months. The class of 2019 in West Virginia at a high school apparently plagiarized a Ashton Kutcher Teen's Choice Award speech and used it as the graduating class's speech when he spoke. Now, I'm not one to go ahead and be like, hey man, what the hell? What are you doing? But at the same time, it almost makes me want to entertain the idea of just the fact, can you imagine after Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address and somebody was like, oh man, it's a good speech. It's a really, really good speech. I think I'm going to get little snippets of it and I'm going to go ahead and do it. Didn't they also say that like Ivanka? Melania?
Trump, plagiarized.
She plagiarized the Michelle Obama speech. Okay? Guys, it's a speech. All right? How about you just be yourself during the speech? Okay? Shot in the dark. Don't be going ahead and trying to motivate people and be like, you know what, that Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech, I'm going to get a couple of snippets from that. It's like trying to go ahead and motivate football players with some sort of a half-ass Braveheart gladiator. Guys, it's the fourth quarter, okay? I want everybody here to get it together at the last part of this game, because you know what? They may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom. And over that hill is immortality. Take it. It's yours. I would have loved to one of the players to be on their knee and be like, hey, coach, isn't that... It's like, shut up, you're on the bench. Be like, man, just think of some original thing. Don't take Al Pacino's speech from Any Given Sunday. Don't get that speech from Independence Day, which, by the way, in my opinion, probably one of the greatest monologues of all time. Please, originality, uniqueness, individuals, do it. Think for yourself.
I like this movie quote. Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
I wonder what movie that's from. Be original. That's all that it is. How are you gonna go ahead and reference a Ashton Kutcher Teen's Choice Award speech and use it for the graduating class of 2019? Think with your head. Think with your head. Or as Ashton Kutcher said, make sure you stay sexy. Now, I also want to go ahead and bring up something that a lot of people have been talking about. Justin Bieber called out Tom Cruise and said, hey, Dana White, hey, UFC, hey, Bellator, hey, WBC, all of these guys, they need to promote this fight. Tom Cruise versus Justin Bieber. Who do you think will win, Am?
I think it'll probably be a tie.
It'll be a tie.
Yeah.
It'll be a tie. Probably will be a tie. Because
2 hours ago, Justin just tweeted that he was playing around.
He was playing around?
Mm-hmm.
What an asshole. Now Tom Cruise,
He was in the
kick his ass.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise, kick Justin Bieber's ass, bro. Look, Orlando Bloom wanted to fight Justin Bieber. And guess what? Now that little joke that he just pulled, now Tom Cruise needs to go Mission Impossible on his ass. Right? Why would you go against Justin Bieber? Of course he would be playing around. He'll go Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol on him and be like, Scientology. Right? Mm-hmm. He'll just do that. What are other fights between celebrities that you would love to see? I would love to see Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B in an octagon battle. I would love to see that.
I would like to see maybe Barbara Walters and Oprah.
Barbara Walters and Oprah would be fantastic. I don't even understand why people are that would be a good fight though. That would be a really, really good fight. I want to see it go down.
It's all internet stuff.
It's just all internet. Yeah. It's just all internet. Hey, don't talk the talk if you can't walk the walk. Just stop it. Bieber, cut it out. All right? Don't talk. Walk. Honestly, don't tweet about it. Be about it. That's a good one right there. Don't tweet about it. Be about it.
Or you know what? Forget about it.
Forget about it. Tweet about it. And be about it. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. We have to make a couple of announcements. First of all, the YouTube algorithm is really messed up because we're getting a lot of different suggestions, not just from the videos that we were researching and the news articles that we were picking up, but if I'm gonna look up an article on a video game, I don't want to be promoted for like skin cream or like some sort of video on how to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. Actually, if someone can make that video, that'll be fantastic. But the algorithm is so weird with regards to the if you like this, then you must like this. If you like videos on how to make New York style pizza, you must like old people dancing in nursing homes. If you like videos on how to cook the perfect salmon, don't click this video about top 5 horror houses in Pennsylvania.
Shout out to Krispy Kreme.
Also, shout out to Krispy Kreme because we just had our first cherry poppin' moment for Anne-Marie. So a round of applause for her because she tried her first fresh Krispy Kreme donut. Also, shout out to the people that have been watching and listening. And also, shout out to the lovely Anne-Marie Lee in the green room. What's up? She has, you have Ice House? When do you have Ice House?
On the 20th.
On the 20th, Pasadena Ice House. Make sure you go ahead and get your tickets.
Yas Comedy Show.
Yas Comedy Show. Okay, so make sure you get your tickets on that. Follow her at Anne-Marie Lee Comedy. Make sure you follow me at David Funny Stuff. Get your polar bear titties. Hit me up. Link in the description. Follow, like, share, subscribe, and click the bell. I love all of you guys. Have yourselves a great weekend. Peace.